less than the Scion later on, so you have to dominate the lane.
And Rek'Sai, Ryze both end up with a ton of health. Wukong ends up with plenty of health. And remember that Kai'Sa with Dusk and Dawn, once she evolves...
All right, cool. Well, it looks like they might just run into each other here. So thank you so much, John. We're going to throw back to the casters for the action.
Thank you, Kangas. I want to highlight 2 wards that are helping out with that. It was this mid lane ward.
Behind him.
Hold on, Inspired is already making the play happen. The tackle into the wall is there, and it's first blood, and it's on
Their attempt at Sven, because Sven held his flash. He just uses his ult in response. Inspired, though, is still sticking around by this dragon, even though his mid laner is, you know, in base looking for teleports. I think Cassio just pinging she wants to walk, so.
Yep. And Inspired, you know, he takes the blast cone over the wall because he knows he...
After his Essence Reaver completion.
EPA now, gonna get jumped on by Isles and Berserker. Another Void Seeker tags him, but APA is still fine. Still does not have his Rod of Ages completed. Saints already got a couple of stacks on his, so APA is going to be behind in that department as Isles and Berserker are still looking for more pressure onto the tier 1 turret. They might just look to go for the dive. Flash into the tackle. Keeper's Verdict knocking APA straight up into the air. The greed was his demise. He wanted to stick around. He didn't respect Berserker and Isles enough, and Lyon get their kill.
And they always do this. You know, he's always Inspired, that is, trading. Yeah, Dragon is going to come up in a couple seconds, so they're already making the move up to the top side. Inspired didn't even get there in time because Isles and Berserker take care of it, but they play to the top side. They drop. They're very comfortable dropping the first couple of dragons. And look at what your reward
Stacking
is.
that Rod of Ages, but his multiple stacks behind. And here's the replay of how he lost the HP.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. You know, you see them both. You're in their face, and almost 50% of his HP. He did have the potions running, so he obviously regained a little bit of that, but that was playing with fire.
Okay, the dive onto Dokla. The Scion is very tanky. Can C9 cut all the way through the health bar? Both Cyclones already used. Thanatos has to pop the ulti to drop the turret aggro. That is one of the strengths of the Rek'Sai, being able to do that with the turret dives. Meanwhile, over in mid lane, Lyon looking for some pressure of their own. Vulcan's Tempered Fate not going to find a target there, but it does buy enough time for Sven and Vulcan to survive.
And guess what? Where's Berserker? He's making money. Berserker on the bottom.
Just loves money.
The bottom side of the map. Guess what? That's another turret into that Kai'Sa, guys.
Yeah, that is such a problem for C9. 1.6k ahead now. I mean, Sven has farmed well. Even on farm, you know, they died to that one gank, but so much gold going over to Berserker because of the dive top that gets a kill, then the tower bot that gets all of that additional gold in his pocket, and now he has the Kraken and the Rage Blade done. 2 items very quickly here for Berserker, plus the tier 2 boots already upgraded.
So now is the critical point, because you're dropping some objectives and you're giving them to Cloud9 in the early stages to try and get to these moments, these breakpoints, the actual completion of the items in these. Oh, brush camp.
Okay, APA, he smelled something afoot. He does detect it before the play gets made, as now Inspired takes a little bit of damage. Vulcan has to go on a magical journey, trying to get away, flashes away from Berserker. Now Inspired down to 1/3. But there's not enough firepower from C9 to try to finish him off. Realm Warp is going to send Thanatos forward, but he immediately has to turn back around. Tackle into the wall from the Poppy as Inspired goes in towards Blabber, who wants to look for Berserker. Damage from APA, but Berserker flashes out, and Blabber is going to be the only death here so far. The Rift Herald drives into Berserker, but it doesn't have enough horsepower. Vulcan hops out. He wants to get the kill, but he goes on a magical journey right back away as Isles falls to Thanatos. It's an absolute madhouse here in the bottom lane, and only one dead on either side.
And the entire time, it was a 4v5. Wait, Saint's not done.
We're not done just yet. Nice stun onto the minion there from Vulcan. Thanatos still waiting, but he has almost no HP. Sven has arrived into the fight. The Tempered Fate from Vulcan locking up the enemy. Cassiopeia stunned into the wall as Thanatos has the knock-up and a killing spree. Sven takes Inspired low. Not low enough just yet. Magical Journey for the flash follow. Inspired wants to lock him down here with a Cataclysm. C9 doing plenty of damage, and Inspired dies. C9 are coming to life.
Vulcan heard you talking about Busio Bard. What about the Vulcan Bard? He is going crazy.
Okay, Dokla's made his way in now, though. Berserker nearly kills Vulcan with a Cathian Rain, but they want to turn their attention back over onto Sven instead. Dokla gets the shutdown, and Vulcan barely gets away. Thanatos using his network of tunnels like a pinball.
He hit the Bard stun. He got the Bard tunnel.
This is the last time these Lyon players won a tier 1 tourney. For some of them, it has been quite a long time. For some of them, it has been never. You know, Saint has never won a tier 1 tourney. Isles, last time he won was back in OPL in 2020. Dokla obviously winning a bit more recently. Inspired winning just last time. But for a lot of these players, It has been a long time coming, and they are hungry for one of these wins.
Well, they're only one game away from taking that win here, and they are about to grab their first Drake of the game. They will stop C9 stacking towards Soul. And once again, fellas, this is Vulcan arrived even with the Summoner Spellbook to make sure that he could join the fight. C9 continue backing away for now. They don't want to allow Lyon to get any kind of a pincer attack. Defensive Tempered Fate coming out from Vulcan, but now he's in danger. Tries to get away through the magical journey, but it ain't going to happen. Make it a 2 for nothing
Baron.
for Lyon, as Baron is on the map. Disaster for C9, and Lyon find exactly what they wanted.
The CC team was perfect there. Isles finds the engage, and then Blabber tries to turn around for the re-engage, but he's in the miasma, and he gets hit by the miasma. He can't get out of that. Then he's hit by the petrifying gaze. He's stunned up. He's knocked down. C9's 3 members trying to make something happen here, but Inspired is just going to finish it. They're looking for Sven.
There's the Keeper's Verdict immediately with Killer Instinct right after it from Berserker, and Sven's falls. C9, another punish from Lyon. Another mistake from a C9 player results in another objective taken by Lyon. That gold lead that didn't exist just a minute ago is now plus 3K for the Lyon squad.
That is huge. I mean, C9, they're struggling. They're
By
trying.
Lyon, we talked about how it's big to have the Smolder 225 for the next Dragon fight, but even with that secured, C9 does not want to risk it here. So the second Hex Tech Drake goes the way of Lyon, and looks like they will not be able to
favor. Can Cloud9 pull out all the stops? They have to channel their energy now, hovering this Rise split push at the moment. You see Blabber here trying to hover for him. He does get visual.
Yeah, Isles with the tackle into the wall, but nobody's there to follow it up. APA exhausted, knocked up into the air by the Keeper's Verdict. Blabber's got to be careful trying to get away from this one, but Inspired chases after him with the dunk over the wall. That's Jungler down on the C9 side as Inspired gets back away, and Mom won't do a lot. Thanatos needs more damage to find the kill on Isles, but does not have it. The execute won't do it. The tunnel over the wall to try to escape. Thanatos on the run, but Berserker's got that killer instinct. Lions AD carries on a rampage.
You can hover the split push, but Lions just send everyone. They run you right over. So many extra kills going through, and now they're blowing the game open. Berserker is
In
solo.
her build, she has all sorts of options. Berserker's not going for really any of the AP options just besides the Ginsu's this game. Instead, opting for more attack speed, opting for more damage, and it's because he has the ability to fire onto Thanatos and Blabber and APA, and he's jumping in again. Thanatos his target this time as the damage just pours through, and the Rek'Sai can't do anything. Meanwhile, C9 can barely knock Dokla below half HP. Lyon just walking away with that free kill.
And this is the thing that makes the gold lead lie to you a little bit, is that Dokla is worth
He has
so...
definitely had a huge impact in this game.
I mean, they have been winning the 2v2, and it's not just because of Berserker. Isles looking again.
Yeah, he wants that tackle. Vulcan gets away through the magical journey. Thanatos is going to be your target, but Sven also gets caught here by the decimating smash. Vulcan ends up locking up Sven, and now the Smolder is grounded. Another smash is going to knock him up into the air, but Mom comes in for the counterattack. Berserker's into the back line. He finds the kill into Sven, and he's going to get even more now. A double kill for Berserker, and he'll resurrect right after the fact. APA might have killed Isles, but he's got to try to get away. The Realm Warp is canceled by Miasma. A double kill for Saints, and Lyon is gonna march it down mid lane.
The Bartle from Vulcan catches Sven, and Dokla does not hesitate, flashes in, takes him out. Lyon have done it.
Lyon starting off strong here at the beginning of 2026. Their Swiss stage leveling up so much as they've made their way into playoffs. They had to run the gauntlet in finals weekend on Friday, on Saturday, and now against favorite C9 on Sunday. They will show that they deserve to represent North America at first stand. They will knock out the